Welcome into Duval Daily, presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan DeLugo. Thanks so much for tuning in here Thursday, July 24th. And we have Jaguars training camp day 2 standouts. Second practice was today. Third practice will be tomorrow. Team has a day off on Saturday. They'll get back after it on Sunday. So did the full recap of the entire practice earlier, where you can find out all the nuts and bolts, different minutia that went down today. But this is just the standouts who played really well today in practice, players that caught my eye and I'm sure caught the coach's eye as well. Both edge players, Josh Hines Allen and Trayvon Walker, made big plays in this practice, and Josh Hines Allen has really stacked 2 excellent days in a row. He made a huge run stuff, consistently hitting on pressures and winning. And then Trayvon Walker had a big batted pass at the line of scrimmage, and also was able to get a quick pressure on the day. So you also see some pockets collapsing from the outside in, and those 2 guys are responsible for that more often than not. But I also wanted to just shout out Josh Hines Allen for making the top 100 yet again, NFL top 100. He came in at 63. I think he should probably be higher. But anytime, there's like 1,700 guys in the NFL who make teams. I'm not talking about the 90-man roster, but when you just talk about the actual 53-man roster, there's like 1,700 guys. So if you're top 63, that's still pretty darn impressive and really awesome. Obviously, goes to show you how much players respect Josh Hines Allen, but it was really cool to see that little clip of him as the 63rd best player in the NFL from this year. And I loved seeing him talking to the Minnesota Vikings sideline, saying how he was kind of whipping up on that boy, and he was obviously talking about Cam Robinson. Those 2 guys had a healthy competition in practice for years, and Josh Hines Allen, when Cam Robinson got traded to the Vikings last year, was able to get after it against him, actually on a Sunday and as an opponent, true opponent, not a teammate. And now he'll also get to do that, it looks like, in 2025, as Cam Robinson looks like he's going to be the starting left tackle for the Houston Texans. And to me, that's fireworks. That's exciting stuff. And Josh Hines Allen, just such a stud. He came in as a unbelievable athlete, 3-4 outside linebacker type. He's had to go up and down in terms of weight, was up way last year, shouldn't have been, nearly 285 pounds. It's kind of unbelievable, but still was very productive, still was a really good player. I think he's going to be even better this year at a more reasonable weight. And then Trayvon Walker, he spoke after practice today. And he just talked about how he's trying to bring that professional approach. He feels like he's matured a lot. He understands how he needs to take care of his body, hone his craft, pay attention in the film room, and that was echoed by his defensive coordinator. I think it's about time the Jaguars signed Trayvon Walker to an extension. I don't know when that's going to happen. I feel confident that he will be signed to an extension at some point. The window just opened this offseason, so they don't have to be in a rush to do it, but the longer they wait, the more expensive he's going to be because his arrow is pointing up. Another player whose arrow is pointing, 90 degrees up, Travis Hunter. Goodness gracious. His first 2 days of Jaguars training camp have been really awesome to see. The energy, which you expect, but he's been running crisp routes. He's been where he's supposed to be, when he's supposed to be there, just about every single rep, whether it's in individual, team 7-on-7, team 11-on-11. He had a couple more catches today in 11-on-11 and 7-on-7, and he just doesn't let the football hit the ground. He gets in work as a defensive back, even when he's playing offense. They'll find a period or 2 to be coaching him up. You'll have a cornerbacks coach, you'll have Anthony Campanile. They're giving him individual attention for a period. And even with doing that, he's still able to execute an extremely high level at receiver. So that's been really cool to see. And how about, Brian Thomas Jr., he had a drop in positional drills yesterday. He also had a drop in the team portion, 11-on-11. Not today. He played really well. He had several catches from Trevor Lawrence in the team portion of practice, and he looked really clean in the wide receiver drills as well. And then there's a couple opportunities. One of them was tightly contested coverage. Trevor Lawrence took a shot, couldn't complete it downfield to Brian Thomas Jr. But Trevor missed. He missed one throw down the field. I told you all about it earlier. There was a muddied pocket where Brian Thomas Jr. had at least a step on Tyson Campbell. And if he puts that in a catchable range for Brian Thomas Jr., Trevor Lawrence, probably talking about 6, right? And outside of that, Tyson Campbell's been really locked down. He always is. But BTJ, I said, it'd be good for him to rebound from having a couple drops in a practice to start training camp. And he rebounded in a big way. He's everything you wanted him to be today. And he was beating up on some of the Jaguars' best corners. He's going to beat up on some of the best corners in the league once the season starts. So no big surprise there from Brian Thomas Jr. Devin Lloyd had a really good day, and I think he's been impressive so far in general. But he's consistently one of those guys who is thumping a little bit, right? No pads yet, so you got to be careful. I don't think he's crossing the line necessarily, but he is routinely in one of those holes, filling a gap, and if he was allowed to, really laying a lick on a running back, right? And he did get Johnny Munt today on a short pass that looked like it was going to be completed from Trevor Lawrence to Johnny Munt. He blew it up. Looked like it would have been an easy completion. Johnny Munt had it on. He had it, and then he didn't once Devin Lloyd arrived. So he's playing confident. He's playing good football. Jordan Lewis, his pass breakup today was one of the best pass breakups I've ever seen in practice from a Jaguars defensive back. It was short area, unbelievable reaction time, full-bodied extension, completely horizontal to the ground, just getting a fingertip on it from a disadvantageous alignment to break up a pass. That was just beautiful. And he's sticky, he's energetic, he's making plays. Jordan Lewis is a strong addition, in my opinion, to the Jaguars roster. A couple other guys that made individual plays in the secondary or for the secondary. Two guys who are really just trying to make a name for themselves and maybe compete for the practice squad. Zechariah McPherson, he was able to he was sticky deep down the field against Brian Thomas Jr., him and Andrew Wingard, who Andrew Wingard has pretty much been everywhere he's supposed to be as well. But Zechariah McPherson was able to stick with BTJ down the field on one rep, and on another rep he was able to lock up Parker Washington and deny a throwing lane. Nick Mullins still tried to throw it, but it was just locked down. There was no way for Parker to get to the ball. Great coverage there. So he made a couple plays where he was targeted in coverage and really allowed nothing. So that was impressive for him. These guys that were, small school or undrafted free agents trying to make a name for themselves, making plays like that in practice is one way to do it. And another guy who did that was Danico Slaughter, who had a nice interception, another young guy just trying to, maybe make the back end of a roster, but more than likely make the practice squad if he can earn a spot there. And he made a nice interception today and was able to run it back. Maybe would have scored. Caleb Ransaw got himself a really nice pass breakup. Looked like it was going to be an easy catch from Hunter Long, and Ransaw got his hand in there and broke it up. So that was really impressive for him, the rookie out of Tulane, who is the Jaguars' second pick in the 2025 NFL draft, but third rounder, 88 overall. Antonio Johnson's been really impressive. He picked off Nick Mullins today, and Nick Mullins, I think, has gotten picked off in both of these practices so far. Most of his reps are pretty clean, where he looks smart. He looks like he knows what he's doing, poised, but then there's one where it'll get away from him. Antonio Johnson was able to capitalize in a big way on that today. And he's somebody fighting for the roster. We think of him as this guy who came into last season as a starter, a potential starter, didn't go very well. I still think he's got a lot of talent, and I think he's showing that pretty much the whole way through the offseason and now into training camp, which is great for him. And two receivers who are fighting for spots, played really well today and really have played well both days. And that's Parker Washington and Joshua Cephas. Cephas did have a drop yesterday, right? He did. But ever since that drop, he has been money. He made, that diving catch yesterday. He made a contested catch yesterday. And then today he made two really impressive catches. One was over the middle where a pass he should have caught, but it could have been easy to anticipate the defender behind him or in front of him laying a lick on him, hitting him pretty hard. And I know it's practice, but still to have that focus was good. And then he was also able to get open deep down the field against DeAndre Prince and make a nice catch today. So he's been impressive. And Parker Washington has just been Johnny on the spot, very consistent, doing everything he needs to be. He definitely led the team in catches today and team. He had like 5 catches. And he had a good practice yesterday as well. He's going to be really hard to not keep around. I think he's probably the Jaguars' 4th wide receiver right now. It seems like Joshua Cephas might be wide receiver 5. If I had to put him in order right now, obviously BTJ and Travis and then Diami, and then I would say Parker and Joshua Cephas would be 4 and 5 right now. So those guys are both playing well and being impressive out there on the field. Joshua Cephas is somebody I liked a lot as an undrafted free agent last year, out of UTEP or UTSA. Yeah, I think it's UTSA. But guy who didn't have the greatest long speed, but he is explosive off the line, and he's got reliable hands. I think he has just a lot of skill as a receiver and decent length. So these two guys, I'm excited about what they can potentially continue to prove here as players who probably should make the Jaguars roster. But of course, special teams at the back end of these positional groups is going to be critical, so they've got to do a good job there as well. We've seen Parker Washington be an impressive return man. We got to see Joshua Cephas do more as, like a potential gunner and different things on special teams. So that'll do it for the standouts. Good practice today. Pretty clean practice outside of some of the, the backup quarterbacks having a mistake or two here or there. Pretty clean practice overall. I was impressed with it. Excited to get back out there tomorrow. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If y'all enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. Y'all have a good one.